familiar with your World War II history about the British sinking the Bismarck or the Battle of Midway and the intense violence that occurred between the Americans and the Japanese, something that I understand and I respect, but I wanted to do something a little more fun. So I was trying to think who our enemy could be, and at about that time, I watched Stephen Hawking's documentary on aliens. Has anybody seen that? Stephen Hawking, awesome. So Stephen Hawking talked about something called Goldilocks planets. Have you guys ever heard of Goldilocks planets? They're real. You Google them, okay? Goldilocks planets are planets. I'll say this quickly, but I feel it's important to get off my chest. Goldilocks planets are planets that we've identified, that we've found, that are in solar systems similar to Earth, and they're planets that have a similar orbital relationship between their sun that our Earth has with our sun. Their suns burn at approximately the same frequency, and these are planets that in theory are most likely to have a climate that could support life, okay? We are targeting these planets, we really do this, NASA does it, with high frequency signals. The purpose of these signals is to basically say, hey, we're here, we're Earth. How you doing? Okay? Stephen Hawking said this is a horrible, stupid idea. He said that if they're out there, the last thing we should do is tell them where they are. And they're out there. Stephen Hawking, don't take my word, Google them. Read up, check my facts. Okay? So I read this and I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if in the beginning of the movie we identify a planet that is a Goldilocks planet, not too hot, not too cold, and we send a signal out. And that's how Battleship opens. Again, this is between us. I asked for this to stay in this room. And 5 years later, the goofball that you've seen, Edwin Taylor, is now in the Navy. His brother's a super stud in the Navy. He's on the verge of proposing to Brooklyn, whose father is Liam Neeson, who's the admiral, who hates Taylor's guts, and Taylor's scared to death of him, so Brooklyn's trying to broker a truce between the two of them, and we get a response. And we get a response in the form of 5 ships. And these guys didn't come looking to destroy us all. They came on our invitation, and things go a little south. And you're going to see a sequence where it's later in the film, and we are in the midst of one of our contacts with some of these aliens, whom we call regents. And I just want to say one other thing about another cast member who's not here, but I'm very happy to say that this film marks the acting debut of a young lady named Rihanna, who is awesome. And for all the doubters and the skeptics, you know, let me say, I have a long history in believing in musicians turned actor, starting with Frank Sinatra, who won an Oscar for From Here to Eternity. Brooklyn and I were talking about Whitney Houston on the way down here, and what a great job she did in The Bodyguard. I personally had great success with Tim McGraw in Friday Night Lights in the Kingdom. I believe that musicians often make great actors. Rihanna showed up and she asked for no special treatment. She said, treat me like an actor. And she stayed in the same, you know, small, kind of depressing hotels that we all did, and the small trailers, and worked her butt off. And you'll see some of her here. And I think all of us couldn't be happier for her. And we're huge supporters of her, and I think you guys will all be really impressed with her. So this is a little bit of Rihanna, a little bit of Taylor, and an alien that we call Thug. Enjoy.